Hello there, my name is Luke. No, I'm joking. Hey guys, it's me again. This is me doing my fifth challenge. Sorry, this thing is like the most uncomfortable thing in the world. So what the whole challenge is, it's part of the Body Uncomfortable series. As you can see, I'm exceptionally uncomfortable. Um, this one is actually for body and gender politics. And what I decided to do is, once again, got this idea in Swanee's lecture with the other one, and there we go, it's a bit better. The whole point of this whole challenge for the body was I decided to once again look at society, and it was linking again with social media, and it was during that lecture with Swanee where I came up with this one. It was a branch off from the previous one about not talking, and what I was looking at is if with regard to social media. Sorry, I'm losing my thought process in this box. It is impossible. And what the whole point was is people online have their social media page, platform, whatever you want to call it, persona. There we go. There's the right word. There's a good word for it. So they go onto Facebook and they can see this profile picture of them and this cover page and all this information and whatever you want to put out there, but it's completely constructed. It's not real, in the sense that yes, you may have done those things. Yes, your profile picture of you bungee jumping is real. That's an event that you did, but it is not you. Everything that a person sees when they go onto that profile is completely constructed. You can make yourself look like Superman on your Facebook profile if you want to, and when people meet you for the first time, if they've gone onto your Facebook and they've seen your profile and they know you from your profile, think, wow, this guy is so cool. He's like Superman. He does all this extreme stuff. But meanwhile, you could actually be somebody who's very good at Photoshop at home. I know that sounds really funny, but you just may be very good at Photoshop and photoshopping yourself onto people and in these images and things. Yes, you may look good, so your body fits the body, but or it doesn't, like say, but you create this thing that people see, and that's such a big issue nowadays. People are spending more time online and being judged by their online profiles. I mean, you have things like cyberbullying taking place, where with children committing suicide because of people ragging on them and bullying them on Facebook and media platforms, and that's not good. I mean, bullying will always be around. I had it when I was younger, but nothing to the same extent that it is now through media. And then you've got people judging other people through apps like Tinder. I mean, okay, I don't have Tinder, so please correct me, somebody in a comment when if I'm wrong about this. But I mean, like, I'm assuming swipe left, yeah, is if you don't like somebody or you don't want to talk to somebody. But then swipe right is if you do see a person that you like or you want to talk to, then suddenly their details downloaded onto your phone. You can talk to them on WhatsApp. But whichever way it is, either way, we're suddenly now becoming this online culture that's judging people by their online presence. And I think it's quite a funny thing because I don't have a very big online presence. I don't often go on Facebook. I talk on WhatsApp, but that is like my thing. Other than that, I never had BBM. I never had a BlackBerry, so I never had BBM. Even though when I was at school, that was like the rage. It was like, BBM, you have to get it. Oh, that's so cool. Like, oh, BBM me type thing. And I was like, yeah, cool. I mean, I had my little Corby. I couldn't even get WhatsApp. I used to mix it. I was like, no, mix it, bro. Like, I'll catch me on mix it. I mean, that's how sad it was. But like I say, I never got into this whole social media thing. So when I see people being judged because of their social media presences, and then I look at people nowadays and they're creating this social media presence that isn't them, and then it's something that people then respect and idolize other people who are looking at it, and then the real people who've created these presences are now trying to achieve this online presence that they've created. It's almost like in critical studies where we've been looking at women who try to achieve this Barbie-like appearance because that's what society dictates. It's the same thing, but just in a different form with social media at the moment. We're creating these online Barbie appearances, and now trying to achieve them in our real life, so that our physical presence reflects our social media presence instead of our social media presence reflecting our physical presence. And to me, this is a huge issue because, yes, like I said, going back, every social media presence is constructed. But my social media presence, I've tried to create as much me as possible instead of what I want people to see me as. And I look at a lot of people's profiles and things, and they spend more time on creating a presence that they want people to see them as and visualize them as compared to who they actually are. And the people that they are suddenly becoming lost, and they don't really have a personality or a persona anymore because they're living this split life. They can't blend their social media life, with their actual life, and it's becoming a major problem. It's almost like having a split personality, and this kind of thing you can link to catfishing scams where people do the same thing, but it's actually dangerous, and it's really damaging to people and society that's the way it's become. We all judge each other by our social media platforms before we meet a person and then be like, oh, I actually really dig you. Now let me find you on social media. It's first social media and then, yeah, you seem cool on your social media platform. I'm going to hang out with you. And then they hang out with the person. It's like, actually not that cool. So in reality, I mean, it's like I have people who are friends on Facebook who we'll like stuff with each other on Facebook and things like that. But in reality, we have nothing to do with each other. And it's exceptionally sad because that's the way it's going. Online, best friends. In real life, it's like, meh, don't know what to do with you. Who are you type thing. And that's the way society's become. So what for this challenge I decided to do was blend my social media presence or online body with my physical body. So I became, I don't know if you can see very well, a online media thing. There we go. It's a bit better. So I became social media. And what I did is I walked around for a whole day like this. And the whole point of it was the whole thing is to look like an Apple iPhone. And then this bit is to look like a Facebook page. And what I did was I cut out the square, as you can see. So where the profile picture would go is my face. So I am my profile picture. And it's to see if people like it, appreciate it, what they do like, what they don't like, what their original impressions are of me. So I have about, photos, and friends as for 3 tags like you'd find on Facebook. And then what I've done is I've actually put personal information about myself here so that people, when they see me, before they even talk to me, can actually look and read my personal information and then decide, oh, is this guy cool, isn't this guy cool? And that links with what I was talking about how our social media presence is constructed, and that reflects whether people want to like us or hang out with us in real life. So I'm going to take this box off now and show you because people wrote on the back comments, and I'm going to read to you their comments. And these are just people I came into contact with during the day. And I was like, hey, can you please write on me what your first impression was of me. So yeah, I'm just going to take this box off now. It's not going to be pretty. If you hear some vulgar language, I'm sorry, kids. Ow, fuck, ow, ugh. Okay, did it. Ha! Took this thing off. Okay, so let's get back to a better angle and carry on, shall we? Okay, so if you can see this is my wonderful Apple logo. I designed this all myself. So anyway, the whole, like I say, see people's reactions and responses. And first one you can see up there is an Apple head, an addict. I do love Apple, but I just thought it was interesting that people, strange enough, they didn't want to take notice of me, but they took notice of the brand, and they paid more attention to the fact that the technology I was using was an Apple compared to me as a person. That shows, once again, proving my point that we're more interested in social media than the people we actually come into contact with. So once again, they were more interested in my technology that I was using social media through and the social media compared to the actual person. So the constructed self. 1 point to constructed self, 0 to actual self. A gamer nerd. I don't even know what to say for that one. I like games. I am a nerd. I will say yes, I'm a nerd to that one. So I'm going to give that one a 1 to actual self. Yeah, this one's going to be a bit rude, sorry. What the actual fuck? That I think came from my friend Adam. Shout out to Adam Lipschitz. Yeah. That was his first impression. I don't blame him. If somebody came up to me in the street wearing this box, I would also be like, what the hell? What are you doing? So I don't think he got his whole head around the whole thing though. But he avoided me throughout the day. He wasn't too impressed with what I was doing and gave quite a wide berth. Intelligent, that's a nice one. That one could actually go to either way because they obviously understood what I was doing because a lot of people actually came and like, whoa, this is so cool, what's the point? And I'd say to them, it's for this whole blurring of the social media presence and our physical presence. So I think whoever wrote that, I deliberately didn't get people to write names and things, except my wonderful shout out to Adam. He's the only person who would write that. So yeah, that one is good. So with that person, they obviously took note more of the person and the technology compared to like Applehead and gamer nerd. The nerd part, yes, I would agree to being me, but the gamer part, I think that links more to Apple and technology again. So that's a split point, that one. Puts a lot of effort into his work. Definitely, I do put a lot of effort. That's another person, obviously, who found out about my explanation. So for them, they focused more on the person than, again, the technology or the social media itself. Unique. There we go. Now that one could be linked to the person or to the social media. I'm going to take it as linking to the social media because this isn't something that you'd see every day. It is most definitely unique. But once again, who else would have a profile like this? It's a moving profile, if you would have it. I'd created a living Facebook profile, so it is most definitely unique. And then attention seeker. That's a very good one because aren't we all looking for attention on social media? I mean, on Facebook you get likes, and it's so cool when somebody's like, hey, I got 100 likes for this photo, or oh, you check that person's got 100 likes or 200 likes there. And it's important suddenly to us now to have that whole status thing of likes to show that people appreciate what we're doing on our online presence. And it's almost like justification for carrying on and for doing this kind of stuff, like an incentive, like, oh, if I do this now, suddenly I'll get maybe another 50 more likes if I do this thing in my next profile picture or something like that. And that I do think links to vanity because then it's trying to get attention. But yeah, I think that's a very good comment. I like that one. Attention seeker. I mean, if you dressed up in a box like this, you're definitely looking for attention. That's what the project called for. I'm not really an attention seeker, but yeah, that's a good one. I like that one. Swipe left. Okay, this one Church did write his name, but that's Matty Church, friend of mine from school. Like I say, that could be to the phone. No, on a phone you swipe right. So yep, I think that's my shout out to Tinder there. And like I say, I think on a swipe left you don't get the person's contact details. It's like a definite no. So going into the whole social media spiel there, like I said, with referencing Tinder and then this whole Facebook and Apple profile, he definitely wouldn't want to hang out with me if he saw the social media profile. He'd probably be quite ashamed. So yeah, then I've got overachiever. That's a good one. Overachiever. I think that's a good one because you could link that one to the project itself. Somebody obviously thought that I was putting in way too much effort than the necessary for the project. I did kind of go all out on this one, and it wasn't fun. I did not enjoy wearing this box for the day. Like I said, it's very uncomfortable. I've actually broken in a few places because, yeah, it's uncomfortable to wear, and then mobility and things, it's very rigid. So I wouldn't want to be a phone for a day. Or a physical social presence, but I think as well you could link that to the social media because I did try hard to try and create the social media that people would want to communicate with and to be around. So you could link that to there as well. I mean, we do with our social media platforms, and like I say, that goes back to the whole attention seeker. We do go over and above, like taking a normal selfie or something like that where we check the light angles and have hair blowing in the background and and it's like waves with dolphins and rainbows and unicorns flying across the sky and stuff like that to get attention and stuff like that. So I do think that links very well to social media. We're all try too hard to just try and get likes and people to pay attention to us on social media, so that when people see our social media platform, like, hey, this guy has a unicorn in this picture, this guy must be so cool. And then when they talk to us in real life, regardless of how we are, but because we have that unicorn, they want to hang out with us, so that maybe they too can get a picture of a picture with a unicorn, as their profile picture. I don't know. Then last but not least, that was actually from one of my lecturers, Rajesh. Ridiculous. He thought I looked ridiculous. He couldn't understand what I was doing. He didn't really appreciate it, which I don't blame him. I don't think I'd appreciate it either if anybody came up to me dressed in a box like this. I think I'd probably just laugh at them. Yeah, I mean, comments you could link to me as a personal thing. It's like you couldn't understand why I was doing it, but then also to the fact that it is ridiculous how hard we try on our social media platforms to get attention and to be liked, when really it's not that important in the grand scheme of things. So I think this challenge I performed really well, and I really hit home with it because I got a lot of mixed reactions, as you can see there. Some people really liked it and got into it, like, whoa, this is cool. And while I was walking around college, a lot of people were staring at me like, whoa, this is cool. But a lot of people as well were very off-put by it and didn't like it. As you can see from some of those comments, there's some very nice positive ones, and then there's some very negative ones, as if it's reflecting on them, like overachiever and things like that. And so I think it's very interesting seeing the comparison, but I think I definitely nailed this challenge. Oh, that was the line I meant to use. A couple of challenges ago when I had the nails one, I wanted to say I nailed it. I missed that. Damn. Oh well. Going back to that, I nailed that challenge. But so this box one, I think I definitely hit home with it. People started taking note because I was a physical social media presence of, and they were interacting with, they were seeing where there were issues in their social media and things like that. And I think they realized through it as well that social media has a really big impact on our lives. And I think too big an impact. Like I say, with mine, I don't pay a lot of attention to it. If I go on there once a month, it's a lot. And I go on Facebook to follow bands. I actually don't go on to follow friends, even though I have however many hundred. And so, yeah, I think a lot of those comments are very valid in the sense of like attention seeker and stuff. So my challenge really hit home. I learned a lot about how vain people are, in the sense of, because I wasn't now a social media presence and I wasn't a physical presence, I was this merge between. People avoided me, in particular people that I kind of hang out with on gym, and they didn't really want to be associated because now I was this strange geeky box guy, really in the dog box, and that would tarnish their physical and social media presence. Now people would associate them with box me. There was one or two who were happy to be seen around me, but quite a few were like, oh no, keep away from that guy. Whereas I thought people would be very interested in coming across and finding out what I was up to, but people were actually very standoffish and actually very judgmental. So that I thought was very interesting in seeing the different reactions that I got. But overall, I think the challenge was a success. Sorry, I got very tongue-tied there. It most definitely took me completely out of my comfort zone. Like I say, I hated wearing that box the whole day, in particular in lectures. I mean, typing with your arms out like this is just don't. It is not comfortable. And then also just seeing people's reactions, it was quite hurtful. At the end of the day, I mean, I read through those comments before showing them to you. Seeing some of them, I thought, wow, that was people's first reactions of me. That's not what I expected. But then again, it's what the project calls for. So yeah, I don't think there's much more I can say about this one. I nailed it. I think I did well on this one. I got my message out there about how we are so judgmental of our physical and our social media presences, but in particular the social media one, and how all we do is strive to gain attention from that one so that people actually like us in our day-to-day lives. So yeah, nothing else I can say on this one. Thanks, guys, for sticking with me. This has actually been a long video. I haven't noticed, but 20 minutes talking, my voice is dead. I can't wait to get rid of that box. It stinks. And yeah, that's 5 down, 2 more to go. Wish me luck, guys. I'm in the home stretch. Let's bring it home. Thanks, guys.